Good morning, everybody. Today, I had an awesome appointment this weekend where I got to sit down and speak to someone who was, the perfect buyer. They were asking all the questions. They were really wanting to learn everything they could. And this hot subject came up, escrow. I know up north it means something different than down here in Texas, but today I wanted to take a minute and break down what an escrow account actually is and why it's, one, important, and two, awesome. So for the state of Texas, your escrow account, to make a very long story short, is what gives you the ability to make one clean, easy payment every month. You make this one payment and it goes towards the four big things, which are your taxes, your insurance, your principal, and your interest, which, as you can see, boo, no one likes the interest, but it's part of the cost of purchasing a home with a home loan. Now, aside from these four, there are some other costs that we're not going to go over. Any extra homeowners association, if you're in a mud district, PID district, flood insurance is also a surcharge, and so is a home warranty. This will be a totally separate video next week because each of these are honestly really important to thoroughly break down as well. But today I just want to focus on the big four. So with this escrow account, when you go and purchase your home with your typical mortgage company, you're going to have one clean and easy payment. And if you recall from our video last week, the best way to quote that is to take the sales price of the home, chop off 2 zeros, and then deduct 150 from it. And that is usually what's going to get you your payment. And in fact, I should write that down actually. So it's, say you have a $100,000 home, you would chop off the 2 zeros and then deduct 150, and that gets you a total of 850. And again, these are rough figures. This isn't like a promise or anything like that. It really depends on your interest rate and all that good stuff. But in general, that's the rough tentative quoting process that we utilize that usually gets pretty darn close, specifically for like the southeast area based on our current tax rates. But again, back to the big one. That escrow, that payment right here is what covers your big four. The taxes on the property, which are to be paid every year. It's basically the cost of having the property in whatever taxing jurisdiction you're in. The insurance on the property, that is what covers it basically for the big items. Your roof, your hail damage, fire damage, any of the, the act of God kind of coverages, flooding, busted pipes, stuff like that. And insurance is actually going to be required for most, if not all, mortgage companies because they want to make sure the property that they're, loaning on is completely insured in the event that something happens. The last two are the arguably the most important, which are the principal and the interest. The principal portion of the payment is what actually goes towards what you owe. What a lot of people don't realize is, say this $850 payment right here on your $100,000 house, of that $850 up front, only about maybe $50, $100 is actually going towards what you owe on the home. There's a really big misconception that, a large portion of this is going to the debt that you owe, when in actuality it's not. I find that, especially around like the southeast area, right about half of your payment is just taxes and insurance, just the cost of having a loan and having a home. What you'll find is that the way banks have structured loans nowadays is in the first years of the loan, basically years 1 through 5, of the remaining portion, almost all of your payment is going to the interest. And they do this because they anticipate that you might pay off the loan early, so they want to make sure to collect this interest up front as much as possible. Which, I can see why they want to do that, but that's why it becomes our goal to pay down this principal as soon as possible. So when you're in that escrow, it is literally just a clean, easy monthly payment that covers all of these four. And the reason I bring this up is because not everybody, a lot of people have been emailing me, texting me saying, hey, there's this new Streamline program that's been reaching out to me. And all that Streamline program really is they basically are a filter. They take your regular escrow payment and they ask you to make an additional like $200 to $300 a month payment on top of that. And literally all they're doing in the most simplistic way is putting extra money on your principal. So they say it pays off your house in, 6-7 years earlier, which is totally true. It absolutely does. But you could literally do the same thing by just logging into your online payment portal and making that extra principal payment every month. A lot of people fail to realize even like $50 a month, $25 a month will shave years off the life of your loan. It's kind of shocking to see it that way. We have a handy dandy tool that I can of course share with everybody. I'm going to slaughter the way it's pronounced, but I believe it's an amortization schedule. And what that is it basically says, here is the life of your loan, here is how much of your payment is actually going towards your principal on every payment for the next 30 years. I'm going to be handing out, or rather sending out a tool that does that with our newest newsletter. It's going to break down how it works and everything, and honestly it's pretty darn handy. In general, though, I just wanted to again break down that when you hear escrow, there's a lot of weird definitions, a lot of slang around it, but what it really just most simplistically boils down to is this escrow account is what enables you to make one payment a month to cover all these 4 items so that you don't have to stress, you don't have to coordinate, you just make one easy, clean payment. And that's it. Heading into this week, everybody have an awesome one. Of course, we are here to answer any questions. Our full team is all available this week, no classes or anything, so we'll be here at the office just doing everything we can to help. We've got new listings in Pearland, Pasadena, Friendswood, LaPorte. We are just all over, and it feels wonderful. So another big thank you, 1, for watching these videos, because I do genuinely love doing them, and 2, a thank you to everybody for all the referrals, the kind thoughts, the well wishes about my daughter and her surgery. That was so just nice to hear from everybody. Even people that we've just only worked with once or twice, still reaching out to show they care. It's always awesome. We appreciate the heck out of you guys. Let us know if you need anything at all, and otherwise have an awesome day. Thank you.